Hey guys, welcome back to Sourceport and Entertainment. I'm going to show you how to make charcoal at home. For this DIY project, you're going to need a can, and you're going to want to use a can opener that leaves the lip intact. What we're looking for charcoal is an airtight seal that will allow the gases to escape. Some people do this by putting a small hole in the top of the lid to allow the gases to escape outward only, almost like a one-way valve. You see I'm filling the can up with wood chips. These are pine wood chips, or horse bedding is what they call it. When you're making charcoal, it's important to remember that it's going to shrink up quite a bit. So the amount of charcoal you're going to get out of this project is going to be very, very small compared to what you put in for the wood. Usually you want to use some kind of clean, dry wood, or wood shavings in this case that we're using in our example here. I'm going to have some coals going, and if you want to make sure you don't burn yourself, you're doing this at your own risk, of course. You want to have your fire out if you want to not risk burning yourself, or lower the risk of it. Here you can see I'm putting it in the fireplace there. Got the clip on it to try and keep that airtight seal going. And we're going to stoke our fire. Get some more wood in there. It takes around 30 to 45 minutes, depending on how hot your fire is, to process this into charcoal. This is a similar process to that you might have seen on how to make char cloth. You can use an Altoids can or a small metal seal can that's airtight and put a piece of cotton cloth inside of it. Here you can see that it has started gasifying, so the wood chips are starting to give off the wood gas that is escaping from the lid, making these really pretty flames. You see it's shooting the wood gas out the side on the top there. Air clip's holding that lid down so that it doesn't just burn and turn to ash. Yeah, it's slowed down a little bit here. Now it's just venting off remaining wood gas. I found it took about 45 minutes to an hour to make sure that it was fully processed and all the wood gas fumes stopped coming out the top. Usually, if you give it another 20 to 30 minutes after it stops venting the wood gas, then you know that it's ready. Here's our first look. Our charcoal flakes. You see we got about half of a can out of that full, tightly packed wood shavings that we started with. And charcoal is a natural abrasive too. That's why it's good for tooth whitening. It draws out impurities and it also is very abrasive. So if you do use charcoal to try and whiten your teeth, don't use it multiple times a week because it will erode your enamel. Just dumping it into a different storage container here so we can process it down into a powder. Go and speed this up for you just a little bit. Just packing it down with a butter knife. So charcoal is almost pure carbon, which is useful for water filters and many other applications. I'm showing you the texture of the powder that we've got so far. You don't want to breathe this in, you want to do it in a well ventilated environment or using a good respirator as well. And we're going to go for round 2, doing a second batch here. Same process as before. Packing those wood chips as tight as I can. I could have cut a dry piece of wood that was about the size of the can down to size and tried doing a full chunk of wood, that would have probably helped decrease the amount of loss that I was getting just from the shrinking of the wood chips. And that one, I'm going to go ahead and pour that into our container now. It's very, very fine flakes that just crumble in your fingers. Hey guys, if you like this kind of content, please remember to like and subscribe and leave your questions and comments below in the comments. That really helps out. Okay, and here we're dumping the second batch into our container. Still got some more in there. So if you've ever wondered how to create your own charcoal or activated carbon, this is the first step into making activated carbon. Activated carbon, it said, is about 500 times, has about 500 times more surface area than just plain charcoal. So getting the charcoal process down is the first step. After you get a super fine charcoal powder, as I'm showing here, just crushing it down. Keep going over and over again until you get a super fine powder, and we're going for round 3 here. So out of 3 huge cans full, we only got just a little bit of charcoal powder in the end. Got that fire roaring there. I'll make it process faster too. You can see it start to gasify within about 5 minutes or less because that fire was so hot. And it's just gas is just seeping out the edges of the can lid there. And then the final step, smashing down all of that charcoal into a fine, fine carbon. That third batch is still processing. And now it looks like a little candle. It's starting to lose most of its wood gas. So the pressure inside the can from the gases escaping is starting to decrease. And again, after about an hour, 45 minutes to an hour, it was done, and very, very hot still. Gotta set it there to let it cool off for about 10 minutes before I want to touch it or open it. If you expose the carbon, the charcoal, to oxygen when it's still very, very hot, there's a chance that it could burn and catch on fire, so you don't want that. You want to make sure that it cools off properly inside of its airtight can. And here's some of the common uses for charcoal powder. And in a future video, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade DIY water filter that you can use in an emergency situation. Of course, this does not remove viruses, microbes you'd want to, and bacteria. You'd want to make sure you boil your water after using this charcoal powder, but it'll get most of the very, very fine sediment and other contaminants out of your water. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys. I really appreciate you watching the video. Please remember to like and subscribe and share this video. That really helps me out. Thank you. Have a great day.